This is Billa Rajendra, lecturer in English, Government Degree College, Mantani, District, Peddapalli. Today we would like to learn about how to write a paragraph in our video lesson. Writing a paragraph it's not a simple task. Why? Because as you know that paragraph means it should be a construction of a plot, a construction of a good summary, construction of a good idea and good thought, and then as we know that some words may have means some with the mixing of some words may have we can see the sentence, and some sentences may be called as a paragraph, and a paragraph has to be written with the mind of the people's thought and ideas. They may be comes from their mindset and their ideas and their analysis of a topic and their knowledge. These are all things involved in writing paragraph. Simply, we can say that it is defined as a group of sentences and evaluated sentences, which one is single, and the main idea is developed in a typical paragraph. The first sentence declares about what the paragraph is about, and the rest of sentences may be called as supporting the main idea. A paragraph may use wait. So writing a paragraph is often defined as a evaluated sentences and related, and which one is saying the main idea is developed in a typical paragraph, and the first sentence and may declares about the thought and the main idea about the paragraph, and the rest of the sentences develops the support to the main idea. So this is what a typical writing paragraph. Then the structure of the paragraph should be includes the definition of a paragraph, the parts of the paragraph, and the stages of paragraph. That means structure of a paragraph includes the definition of paragraph means a paragraph which can call as a paragraph, and how we are going to put some parts in the paragraph, and how we are going to give the supporting sentences in the next paragraph may be explained. The next paragraph may be explained about the supporting sentences, and the stages of paragraph should also be explained in this lecture. A paragraph is a group of sentences about the single topic. Together, the sentences of paragraph explain the writer's main idea about the topic. In academic writings, a paragraph is often between the 5 and 10 sentences long, but it can be longer or shorter depending on the topic. So what is paragraph here? A paragraph is a group of sentences about a single topic. So what is sentence? Sentence is a group of words. What is word? Word is a group of letters. So what is a group of letters which can give a meaning, and a sentence is a word is a letter of a letter group of letters which can give a meaning, and sentence is a group of words which can also have a meaning, complete meaning, and the speaker has to accept it. The speaker of the particular language has to accept the sentence. That may be called have a good meaning, complete meaning can be called sentence. Then group of some sentences which may have which may discusses all the sentences may discuss on only single topic that may be called as a paragraph. The paragraph together consisting of sentences and that explains the writer's main idea. Writer, what he can think, what he can thought, and how can he analyze, how can he put his knowledge in the sentences, and how can he put his ideas, thoughts in the particular sentences that may call a topic or idea or a paragraph. In academic writing, a paragraph is often between 5 to 10 sentences. It's not too lengthy. It becomes a 5 to 10 sentences, and not long, but it can be longer or shorter depending on the topic. If the topic is very familiar to all of us, for suppose if we take an example about the computers, we can write a number of things, number of ideas regarding to the computer. We can write the software and hardware, and we can write the what is computer and how can we use it, how can we use computer, and so on. What we can say that depending on the topic, the paragraph may be shorter or longer. And the parts of the paragraph must be the topic of the sentence, the supporting sentences, and concluding sentences. The main topic of the sentences should be introduced in the at first uh, paragraph. At first, from the beginning of the sentence, the topic has to be introduced, and the topic of the sentence is the first paragraph, the first part, and the supporting sentences may be included in the second or third sentence, and the concluded sentence also introduced at the end. The topic of the sentence. This is the main idea of the paragraph. It is usually the first sentence of the paragraph, and it is the most general sentence of the paragraph. That means, depending on the first sentence, the supporting sentences and the concluding sentences may be developed. They are given so much of priority on the first sentence of the topic. The main idea of this paragraph must be usually, this is what the topic of the sentence is, the main idea of the paragraph, and try to put an appropriate title which you have to think in your mind. And the main idea of the paragraph is usually the first sentence of the paragraph. It is the most general sentence of the paragraph. The supporting sentences, these are the sentences that talk about or explain the topic sentence. The most detailed ideas that follow the topic sentence. There are some sentences that talk about or explain the topic of the sentence, and they are detailed ideas that follow the topic of the sentence, and they comes with the although, even though, eventually, in addition to, like this, what became the supporting sentences. We can begin with conjunctions, coordinating or subordinating conjunctions. They may begin with like this, and these are all called supporting sentences. And the concluding sentence, this may be found as the last sentence of the paragraph. It can finish a paragraph by repeating the main idea or just giving a final comment about the topic. So, we are, as I told you that if we are writing about the topic of the computer, then we can go through with the advantages of computers in the concluding and supporting sentences. Sorry, in supporting sentences, and at the end we can go through with disadvantages of computer, and what are the disadvantages of the computer that can you conclude in your idea, conclude your thoughts in this concluding sentences. This may found the last sentence of the paragraph. It can be finish a paragraph by repeating the main idea or just giving a final comment about the topic. Final comment of the topic means you have to share your own opinion. You have to share your own opinion on the topic that may be called the concluding sentences. And how to write paragraph? The paragraph has the following 4 stages. How to write a paragraph? Paragraph has to write with the 4 stages, One is pre-writing, second one is writing, third one is editing, fourth one is publishing. Pre-writing of the paragraph, this stage when you think carefully and organize your ideas for your writing paragraph before you begin writing. That means you have to think in your mind how to organize the topic, how to explain our idea. Because if you can explain we will all the time we will try to explain our own ideas, but we have to go through with the some what we can the sequence model. That means say in generally in literature we can say that the construction of the plot has to be create some interest to read the novel. Like this paragraph is also has to think carefully. We have to think carefully to organize our own ideas and organize our own ideas and our own knowledge towards the topic. And for writing before you beginning, for writing before the topic, when you begin the topic, try to organize your ideas, try to mingle your thoughts, try to explain yourself, and try to if you want to say that if you want to write a paragraph, try to write some sentences about your knowledge and try to organize them and try to put all the sentences into a proper way, that we can say repeating a paragraph. In pre-writing paragraph steps that has to taken, there are 6 pre-writing steps. Think carefully about what you are going to write. Think carefully once or twice or thrice what you are going to write. Don't try to deviate from the topic. Don't try to deviate from the topic, and try to write what you can think carefully once or twice or thrice. That may be good for your writing a paragraph. Open your notebook, collect the fact related to your paragraph. Collect the fact means collect the fact about the paragraph, collect the facts about the related topic. When you collect the facts of the related topic of your paragraph, that may be very easy, and it should be according to your knowledge you have to mention, and try to know the reality and try to mention the facts, not go through with the imaginative words, not go through with your imaginative world. Try to mention the reality and try to write the fact about your paragraph. Write down your own ideas. Find it's a nice idea, that is you have to put your own ideas in the topic and find the main idea, about the topic, and organize your facts and ideas in a way that develops your main idea. Organize your facts and ideas in a way that develops in your own mind your main idea. Then the writing stage is when you turn your ideas into sentences. So, and try to make another important thing about the writing paragraph. If you want to write a sentence, try to go through with the structural grammatical rules of the structural grammatical sentences. Otherwise, if a sentence may not grammatically correct, they are not going to accept. That means readers cannot going to accept it, because written language is different and spoken language is different. In spoken language, you can commit mistakes, but in written language, we have to follow the structural rules of the grammatical sentences in writing. So you have to keep this in your mind. There are 5 steps for writing a paragraph. The writing stage, when you turns your ideas into sentences, there are 5 steps of writing the paragraph. Open your notebook, write the topic of the sentence, supporting sentence, and in concluding sentences. Try to write in a formal way, and don't go through with the exaggerative, imaginative, difficult words while you are writing a paragraph. You should write very simple and clear about the supporting sentences and the main topic sentence. So write a topic sentence at first, and try to write the supporting sentence at next, and last try to write some of the concluding sentences like your own idea or your own opinion regarding to the topic, and write clear and simple supporting sentences, and don't go through with the difficult vocabulary in the paragraph. May the readers cannot understand your paragraph if you write difficult vocabulary. And the focus on the main idea of the paragraph. Don't try to deviate from the topic. That means, as we know that some people who are going to give a lecture, they would like to deviate from the topic, and they would like to deviate from the topic because they wanted to say something more about their own personal life. So it's not the reality. And as we are all the learners of the language, we would like to say that we have to connect with the idea and connect with the paragraph, and don't deviate from the main idea of the paragraph while you are writing sentences. And use dictionary to help find additional words to explain your own idea. Try to use dictionary to help your own to find the additional words to explain your own idea. And editing the paragraph, the stage of the editing when you check your paragraph for mistakes are correct. And a grammatical mistake, you can find the grammatical mistakes or spellings. Check your spellings once or twice whether you are written. That means nowadays the students, they are committing so many mistakes, as well as uh, some people, they may easily commit the mistakes while writing words about the spelling. So check the spellings once or twice. Check your grammar whether it is correct or not about particular sentences, and read the paragraph again and again. You will get some more ideas about the paragraph, and you will get more idea means you will get some sort of mistakes. You can find some mistakes and try to change. Whenever you try to read the paragraph again and again, you can find so many mistakes, as well as you can change yourself, and you can write yourself whatever you think. Make sure that each sentence has a subject. Make sure that each sentence must has a subject, means like a noun or pronoun, whatever it may be. Then see if your subjects or verbs agree with each other or not. Try to see that, try to observe that. This is what we can say, we have discussed in our other video lesson about the concord. Subject verb has to agree with each other. And if they are not able to agree with each other, that's not a sentence. So try to look at that, the importance of the subject and the object may agree with each other. Make sure that each sentence make a sentence. Make sure that each sentence can make a good sentence. Then style and organization. The making sure that the paragraph or paragraph has a topic. Make sure that the paragraph has a topic, and make sure that your supporting sentence focus on the main idea. Make sure that your supporting sentences may focus on the main idea, and make sure that you have a concluding sentence or not. And peer editing, showing your work to another student is very useful way to improve your writing. This is called peer editing. Peer editing means some people may look at your paragraph, and they may find some mistakes, as well as they may give some suggestions to your writing. That is what called peer reading. And try to use show try to show your work to another student, and it's a very useful way to improve your writing. This is called peer reading, peer editing. You read your partner's writing, and your partner read yours. That's very nice, and you can give your suggestions and your own thoughts and your own implementation of ideas. You can put them to your friend's paragraph, and your friend may put some ideas in your in your paragraph, and you comment on your partner's reading. Your partner comments on yours. You must talk together and write comments on a sheet that you and your instructor gave you, or write directly on your partner's paper. Publishing a paragraph. The publishing stage is when you produce a final copy of your paragraph to hand in. That means after completion of pre-reading, after completion of reading once or twice from yourself, and while you are making mistakes, then The finally, if the report is, if the paragraph is ready, and try to give it for publishing and produce a final copy to the paragraph that to hand in. There are three tips to publishing. Make a paper of copy of your paragraph. Make a copy of your paragraph first and show your work to your teacher or tutor parents and ask them to hints or suggestions to improve your writing. Ask them to improve your suggestions, improve your writing of a suggestion. And normally, how can we write a paragraph? That is indent, that means the main topic of the paragraph, then basic of the paragraph, and capital letter, the period. And indent is leave the space at the first line of the paragraph. A paragraph should be written in the form of the first line, like leaving 5 letters at the first stage. When you begin the paragraph, first of all you have to leave the 5 letters of the space and start beginning of the paragraph. And if you write the second sentence, try to write from the beginning of the line of the beginning border of the sentence, and go through with the capital letter while you begin a sentence. This is the most important, that capital letters are always used at the beginning of the sentence. And the period, use a period at the end of every sentence, like full stop. And again try to begin the capital letter in the paragraph, or again for the next sentence. So how to write a paragraph? Just we have to get some more ideas about the paragraph. A paragraph is a group of sentences with one topic. A paragraph consists of more than one sentence. Form, content, and structure are very important in a paragraph. Try to listen once again. A paragraph is a group of sentences with only one topic. A paragraph consists of more than one sentence. Form or content and structure are very most important in paragraph. Parts of the paragraph. A paragraph may consist of the 3 parts. Supporting sentences. It means the parts of the paragraph. First, the topic of the sentence, then supporting sentences, then the conclusion sentences. How to build a paragraph like this? Topic of the sentence. Have you observed the slide on your screen? What is it? Yes, it's a pizza. How to go through with pizza? First, we have to go through with the topic of the sentence and the supporting details, that is supporting sentences, and colorful vocabulary that you will use in your sentence, middle of the sentence, and concluding sentences at the bottom, burn. That is what um, yes, it is what a pizza, a burger. Topic of the sentence. It is usually the first sentence in the paragraph. It is also the most general sentences in a paragraph. It introduces the main idea of the paragraph and summarize the main idea of your own paragraph to indicate the reader what your paragraph will be about. So what is the topic of the sentence? It is usually the first sentence in a paragraph declares about the topic of the sentence. It means what is the main idea of the paragraph. It is also the most general sentence in the paragraph. It introduces the main idea of the paragraph. Summarize the main idea of your paragraph. Indicate to the reader about what your paragraph will about. Supporting idea details. Supporting detail comes after the topics of the sentence, which write at least 3 supporting sentences. They support the information of the topic sentence. You should give supporting facts, examples, and details. This will help the reader and understand your topic. The conclusion of the sentences, this is the last sentence in a paragraph. It reminds the topic of the sentence was about. It restates the main idea of the paragraph using different words. An effective paragraph presents a single idea, begins with the topic of the sentence that make his single idea evident, contains the topic, contains the supporter in the form of the sentence that convey in the single idea, is strategically organized to maintain flow, informs and entertains your readers about your paper's overall ideas. Use transition words. Use transition words means you can use defective words. And try to go through with what is an effective paragraph. Present in a single idea, begins with the topic of the sentence that makes the single idea evident, contains the supportings of the form of the sentences that convey the single idea. It is strategically organized to maintain the flow, informs and entertains your reader about your paragraphs, your paper overall idea. Use transition words. The common types of the paragraphs, they may be called as narrative, expository, descriptive, persuasive, classification, comparison, or contrast. And contrast. The process to write a paragraph. First of all, planning is important. That is making the brainstorming, make an outline or a paragraph, or organize in a graphical mode of your mind. Then try to go through with drafting, write a rough draft and organize it. And revising or reflecting the words choice and the reorganizing the paragraph is the next thing. That means please try to revise and please try to think and read once or twice about the paragraph, and then try to rewrite the paragraph and go for editing, or you can go through with the self-assessment. Otherwise you can go through after self-assessment, you can go through with the peer reading. Peer reading means try to give your friends, try to give you the paragraph to your friends and try to take the paragraph from your friends. Then try to do some of the editing about your thoughts and about your about your mind. So you can, your friend can read yours and you can read your friends. Then you can put some suggestions, and after that go through with the final drafting. Then go through with the publishing. After publishing, you can make the idea about the paragraph. Brainstorming means ideas around a central topic. You have to think with your brain about the idea of your central topic. For a good paragraph, we have to go through with the first of all brainstorm, think about the paragraph, main idea of the paragraph, arrange your points in a logical order, try to arrange your points in a logical order, write the topic of the sentence, add supporting details and evidences, use clear, simple sentences with the transition words, tie it all together with a conclusion sentence. Edit your paragraph and for grammar and style for the coherences. So a group of, once again, we would like to give some idea about the paragraph. A group of sentence, a clear main idea, supporting information, part of no wrong composition, a miniature essay. A paragraph is often defined as a group of related sentences in which one single main idea is developed. In a typical paragraph, the first sentence declares the main topic of the paragraph, and the rest of the sentences develop or support the main idea. A paragraph is most often a path of no longer composition, compromising several paragraphs, and it may consist of unity. A paragraph has, a good paragraph should has a unity, support, coherence, good language, variety of structure. Unity means it has to be developed in on one topic, and they may have supporting sentences. Coherence means it may be developed in logical order, like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But suppose if you are taking a paragraph on the computer, computer is electronic device which can store large amount of data. That's over. Then go through with the parts of the computer. Parts of the computer is in the second form. And if you try to write the parts of the computer at the beginning, you may miss the coherence. That is what logical order. And good language, then variety of structures, and one main idea, topic of the sentence, on other sentences has to support. Coherence, well organized detail, spatial and chronological, and importance logical. A clear sensible connection between the linkers and connectors should be called as coherence, dearrange. It contains, of course, the meaning of difficult words. One of the most important reference tools that you must process is a dictionary. Go through with the dictionary and find out the difficult words and find out the easy words that may give you some excellent idea. And it also gives you the pronunciation of the words. You do possess one perhaps, but I doubt whether you are aware of the different kinds of the information it contains. The dictionary can be offered to the for the various grammatical forms of the words. Every college dictionary should provide at least these four kinds of information about words, namely pronouns, pronunciation, meaning, and the grammatical pattern of the usage. And finally, a good dictionary contains illustrative sentences and phrases showing how words are actually used. And one of the most important reference tool that you must possess, it is a dictionary, and you possess one perhaps the doubts, it contains of course the meanings of difficult. It also gives a pronunciation. The dictionary can be offered the various grammatical forms and phrases, and every college and every dictionary contains the pattern of the difficulty words, and at least try to go through with finally. Then while you are writing the supporting words, go through with the linker words. Like for the cause and effective, as we have to use as a results, because, hence, since, so. For importance, we have to use at first, last, at least, most important, next. These are the linker supporting sentences that may begins with. Similarly, we can use also, another, add, in addition to, like. Different for the differences, although, but, however, instead, though. And for the places above, around, behind, here, nearby, for the time, after, before, then, when, finally, etc. And for more linkers, say above all, additionally, although, apart from, besides, especially, even, for example, for instance, furthermore, further, fortunately, in contrast, in other words, in case of, in the same way, in spite of, indeed, more impartially, more importantly, moreover, of course, on contrary, on other hand, surely, similarly, such, thus, whereas. For the supporting ideas, evidences, and examples and details. The good language has to be given more importance, grammatical accuracy, correct punctuations, and options of vocabulary, and variety of the structures. Types of the paragraph may be for descriptive to tell or to describe anything. For narrative, narrative paragraph to express or entertain, and expository paragraph to inform or to explain something about the expository. Persuasive to influence or to persuade the paragraph. The process of writing, gather the relevant information, that means GODEP, we can say that GODEP, gather the information relatively, organize the meaningful sequences, draft the first and the rough draft, edit, check, revise or refine, publish the final version. And guided writing, writing a paragraph about the 15 sentences or 250 or 350 words. English global language, more than 100 countries, nearly 50 world population, internal and internal communication, library and language research and publications, web language. From this, we would like to conclude our session. And the last slide shows that how to write a paragraph with hints, paragraph with some hints.